Right, hi guys, it's Bob from Greybeard Models. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to all the new subscribers and all you old subscribers. By subscribing to the channel, you know, you do really help. All the comments really do take on board, so really valuable to me. So what I wanted to do was do a quick catch up. It's cold at the moment. It's about 8 degrees here, and in Celsius. I think it's about 47 Fahrenheit, something like that, if I remember. But yeah, so I wanted to do a quick catch up where we are on the Panzer IV Repair, and also a quick catch up on the other Panzer that I bought to use as a paint test mule thing. Anyway, let's get onto the bench and I'll show you where we're at. Okay, so first things first, let's get the big bit out of the way. So in terms of the hull, we've now got the hull together with the upper half of the hull on, and that's all in place now. That's ready. I'm going to start getting that prepared for paint, so that I'm really pleased with that. It's come out really quite nice. The fit between the upper hull and the lower hull is absolutely perfect. But it does have to be spot on. You know, it took a little bit of making sure that was there, making sure this was there. It's an absolute perfect fit. It really is a perfect fit. So that's that part done. The other part is the inner part of the turret. So we've got the breech and all the rest of the other gubbins in place, and that's all come together really quite nice. Again, everything has to be perfectly fitted. I think it's one of the things with the Miniart kits, the tolerances are so tight that you have to get them absolutely spot on. But yeah, so that's the inner part of the turret. Quick recap, we've got they're the spare wheels. They've been done in tyre black, and then they're going to get some colour paint on. That's the road wheels. They're all been done in tyre black, and they're going to get some colour on. These are the idlers and the drive wheels, and the top guide runners. Again, they're going to get some paint, so they're ready to go. Really got quite a lot of stuff, you know, on the go at the moment. That's the lower half of the turret, so that's going to be just waiting for the seats there to set, and then that'll all go together with the upper part of the turret there, and the other knew that I forgot I had that loose. Right, so there's the coupler there. That's all done now. That's a complex little build, that is, really, with all the periscope sights and everything. So that's all ready. That's had an inner coat of paint. It's had an inner coat of paint, and obviously the outside got painted in the meantime. But then once all of that's assembled, then it'll get a coat of paint. The turret itself is done. The upper part, that's all done with the other bits and pieces on it. So that's ready for assembly, and then the coupler hatch, that's all done now with the details on. That's at the moment that's had a coat of the cream vice. I keep saying white, don't I? It's you know, it's the off-white, and it's got a sort of a padded area there. So that's in the middle. It's had a padded area, so I've painted that now. Miniart say black, so it's got a very dark grey on it, and then it's going to get some weathering and that sort of stuff. So that's where we are with. Just having a quick look round. Is there anything else? No, that's where we are with the actual kit itself, apart from a few little odds and sods there to go onto the hull when we start getting to the stage where we want some detail painting and stuff like that. So we're really good progress at the moment. And so yeah, we got on with the Miniart tank. It is a straightforward build. I mean, it really is actually really nice kit for a beginner. It's, yeah, I mean, I cut out a lot of the sort of detail in it, just because I'm going to use it as a paint mule. Yeah, just straightforward, not a lot of detail in there. There's no, so that's had a coat of black primer, and I gave it a very thin coat, and it does need, you know, it needs another coat, but it's had its first very thin coat of the what do they call it, the dunkel gelb, is it, the sort of very sort of light tan colour. So I've given that a coat of that. It's got a little bit heavy coated on the underside of there for some reason, don't know why, but anyway, so that's had a coat of that. So I'm sort of, as I said before, this is me practice. So, you know, if I get stuff like that, that's fine. You know, I can, you know, this is practice after all, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because you know, I wanted to try and make sure that I did get it right. So the underside of this has had a watered down or thinned down coat of that, and that will get another coat once this is all dried. I mean, it'll be dry soon, so it'll be down for another coat. So I'm going to give it another coat, and then I'll come back to you. Right, so that's now been given another thin coat of the dunkel gelb colour. It's for those of you that are interested in it, it's Vallejo's Model Air Dark Yellow 71025. That's what I'm using as the base colour, which is what Miniart call out. It's another thin coat. I'm just trying to keep as much of the dark of the black primer behind it, so I'm not, you know, I'm not flooding loads of paint on. I'm keeping it fairly sort of thin coat, so that I get that darkness, those dark areas and stuff like that, which I think is the right way to go. There's some great painters out there. If you're watching what I'm doing and you think that, you know, I should try something different, please leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to listen to what you've got to say, or to see what you've got to say, you know, because I think I'm doing it the right way, but I really want to make a good job of this one. And, you know, I've airbrushed quite a few things you've seen in the past if you've been watching my videos, but I'm always quite keen to, you know, we can always learn, can't we, eh? So I'm quite happy to do that while I'm doing this sort of paint mule. Once this is done and I'm happy with it, then obviously I'm going to start trying to do the fine sort of camouflage stuff and all of that. And to be honest, with the underside and the sort of wheels and tracks and stuff, although the tracks for this Miniart kit are sort of that rubberized stuff, I'm more than happy to give it all a go to try and practice my weathering techniques and stuff like that. So I'm really enjoying this build and getting on with this as well. This has been great fun. So anyway, that's enough of me waffling on, and I'll be back with you in a minute. So it's just one more thing to add to this report. I've got the turret assembly done. It's quite crazy actually, with all the detail underneath the top of the turret. That's all. The turret top is on. That's all in place, and as obviously as soon as I put the turret top on, I thought to myself, actually I could have sprayed that before I put the whole assembly together, but there was a point of doing that, getting the alignment of the front part of the turret with these odd corners, I mean, I've got everything pretty much all lined up, but there's a few little gaps here, which again I'll just give a little bit of a fill to, and being careful not to damage the weld detail that's there. So I'll use the favourite technique that I've got is either to use the Vallejo water-based filler, which will go in there and it doesn't have any effect on the plastic. It's either that, or I'll use I don't know, maybe it is too big a gap there for Mr. Surfacer, so I'm going to need to fill that gap. So I'm going to use some of the Vallejo filler. That's good because it's water based, so you can use it to fill, and then you can wipe it away with a cotton bud, a moist cotton bud, and it will take away all the surplus stuff. And there's a little bit there, there's a gap there as well. Just could not get this to all line up perfectly, but there you go. That's where we are at the moment. Oh, actually no, before we go any further, I've actually got the gun together, the barrel and all of that. Just a bit of tidying up on the muzzle up here, because there's a little bit of a couple of little bit of marks there, and there's a join there where the cap of the muzzle goes on, so there's a little join there, so I'm going to have to be a little judicious sanding, I think, around there, just to take that sort of join away. But yeah, so I've got that done. So all in all, we've had quite a good bit of progress lately, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. If you've watched so far, thanks for watching, really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. You've seen all the doodads below, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.